We are live. Good day, everybody. Happy Newopday today on this, what is today? The 23rd day of April, 2016, on a no combing the hair day morning. I just been busy running around doing some stuff today. So, sometimes grooming takes a back seat. So deal with it. We're here with the Network Marketing Insider, number 251 by Two Cool IBOs. And today we are hanging out here from Phoenix, Arizona, getting to be a little bit of a blustery morning, nice and cool, and feels great out there, though. I don't know, feels like a nice kind of a fall day, actually, opposed to a spring day, but I'll take it. It feels nice out there. Lovely day. That's where we're hanging out from. Let us know where you're hanging out from. We always like to see where our guests are hanging out from. Type us in the chat there and tell us what's up. And I'm going to say good day to what is this? My upline dude, Mr. John Leister. Good day this morning, John. How are you?
Oh, thank you, Paul. Yes, it is a beautiful day, and I'm coming to you guys live from Phoenix, Arizona as well. And as Paul mentioned, we are Swiss Gold Global Independent Business Owners. We focus mainly on network marketing here on these Hangouts 3 days a week. I like Paul's hair this morning because you know what? In network marketing, this is as hard as we ever work, just talking about and sharing the system for success, right? So you don't always have to have your hair perfectly manicured to go ahead and talk about network marketing and share network marketing. So I know that Paul purposely didn't brush his hair this morning just to make that point. And today is Newopday, which is my favorite hangout of the week because we discussed the How to Win Friends and Influence People book in our next hangout. But in this hangout, we talk about Own Your Life Plan. Caught myself there.
Yes, which is just as good as the other book. Own Your Life Plan by Don Falia is the what would you call it? The training Bible of how to network marketing at its simplest and finest form. And I'll tell you what, you follow the instructions in this book, you do what this book says, and your network marketing business will just be explosive. Of course, it takes a little while, all right? There's some education involved. You have to do some learning first. Isn't that the way it is with everything in this world? I mean, do you just go out and pick up a set of golf clubs and hit the PGA Tour? No, you got to freaking learn how to do it first, don't you? You got to learn how to go swing the club. I mean, do you sit down at the piano and just start off playing Beethoven? No, you got to learn it first, okay? So what makes you think you're going to come in here and join a network marketing organization and just all of a sudden start, being Robert Kiyosaki or whoever, some big, the guy in the top, that guy you saw on stage last week, and be making that kind of money by the end of the month? It ain't going to happen. You've got to learn, okay? And that's what this chapter 12 is that we are on today. There is a napkin presentation, although it's not named in the book with a napkin presentation, but I'm still going to call it napkin presentation number 11, called Going Back to School. And I love we started this one last week, but we didn't get very, very far with it. So I'm going to jump right in here and ask the question that Don likes to ask. And he says, does anybody know of a 4-year college course where you could graduate, then hope to retire in 1 to 3 years with more than $70K a year? He says, I've never had anyone tell me of a course like that, and no one anywhere can come up with a college course where that is even a remote possibility. That's what is exciting about network marketing. You can actually learn in 6 months everything you need to know to retire in 1 to 3 years. At the end of this paragraph, he goes on to say, since you went to college for 4 years and you didn't get paid, right? You got paid nothing. Without getting paid, 4 years of college. And when you graduated, you had no hope of retiring in 1 to 3 years. And let me ask you this question. why worry about how much or how little you make in your first few months in network marketing? I mean, keep in mind, you're going back to school. You're going to the school of network marketing, and learning takes time. But of course, nothing like college time learning.
And of course, no college that I know, no, can't think of one, offers the ability to earn while learning the course as well. That's a great question that Don brings up in this book. That's a great way to present this to people as well. Do you know of any college that would pay you while you learn, that you can be paid for learning? Not only that, do you know any college where you graduate in 4 years, where you're going to retire in 1 to 3 years, going into the line of work that you went to college for? And most people are going to tell you, no, that would be great, but since that doesn't exist, and you go, but it does. You go to Network Marketing University.
I was actually going to say that I think that this chapter could very easily replace chapter 3 in this book, Learning to Drive. You could bump this one up and replace that in the first 4 chapters. I mean, and it almost makes more sense for this to be up there, because the Learning to Drive chapter, while it is very simple and all that, it's very conceptual, and it's all, it's like, you have to imagine all of this in your mind, where this is something tangible that people can wrap their mind around very easily. I think it's a very potentially good substitute to go into that chapter right there, right after doing those first 2 napkin presentations. But, here it is. I mean, why wait this long in the book to bring this up and explain that, you have to go to school here, that there's an education process involved? Why not put that out in the very beginning? But I'll tell you what, if you can get somebody on board with this idea and bring them into the organization with this idea going, okay, all right, makes sense. Yeah, I've got to learn how to do this. Okay, I'll put in 6 months. If you can get them to commit to that, and bring them into your network organization with that kind of a commitment, that I'm going to work at this for 6 months and then see how it goes. Wow, you've really got a huge potential for creating the gold ship with that person.
Right. And in the chapter, he goes on to say here that, some people in network marketing, and I think he's being very generous here. I would say, in my opinion, most people in network marketing get discouraged after only a few weeks. And he says in the book here that he doesn't think, and I don't think so either, I agree with Don 100%, that you don't have the right to be discouraged. It's only been a few weeks. Unless you've been putting the time and the effort into network marketing, as Paul just mentioned, 6 months, unless you put in, at least 6 months of studying and learning, and maybe you're not seeing some sort of results, and maybe you have the right to be a little discouraged, and you should fall onto your upline to help you out. But think about it this way. Try, if a medical student, he goes to college for 3-4 weeks, for 3 or 4 weeks, he studied open heart surgery, and here you are, a heart attack, and they tell you need triple bypass. You're going to let somebody that's only studied heart surgery for 3 or 4 weeks open you up and start operating on your heart? Well, the obvious answer is no, right?
Why wouldn't you? It's just the heart. I mean, what the heck? How difficult can it be, right? I mean, 3 weeks, you should be able to know, what is there? There's blood and a couple of ventricles and a few capillaries, and you just go in there and, cut it open and make some slices and do a little, put some sutures in there and sew me back up, and I'm good to go, right?
Wrong. I would not let Paul do open heart surgery. He'd be committing a felony. He'd murder me. And it's the same concept here, which I think this is a very little bit of an eye-opening aha moment for me when I first studied the Own Your Life Plan book, is to really an eye-opener thing to think about that. Like, why get discouraged? If it takes you 1 to 3 years to really go through, understand network marketing, and build the business, it's just like going to school, right? You're not going to be done with school in 1 to 3 years, especially if you want to be that open heart surgeon. You're in school for 7 years and then an intern for like 2 before you even get to put the scalpel on someone's chest. It's the same thing. What we're trying to say is this should be an encouraging thing to people to realize, like, hey, you know what? I'm learning something new. It's a simple system, but that doesn't mean that it isn't hard work or that you actually have to spend the time to get educated on what that system is. And, don't let yourself get discouraged if you don't see immediate results, because after all, think about it as if you're going back to college, and who goes to college and sees immediate financial results from it? Just about nobody.
Exactly. And, the concept, the whole entire concept of the book and the system here is not going out there and selling product or service and making money selling product or service. That's the misconception of network marketing in the first place. The whole concept behind this book is learning how to teach and train so that your people that you are working with can learn how to teach and train, so that the person that they're working with can learn how to teach and train, so that this thing can perpetuate on without you at a certain point and build an organization that generates a whole lot of money. And in that concept, with that piece of mind there, do you know enough about network marketing in 3 weeks? Just like that surgeon, knowing enough about open heart surgery in 3 weeks? Do you know enough about network marketing in 3 weeks to teach someone else how to do it? What if that surgeon was able to, graduate school or start college and in 3 weeks be the professor in front of the class? How many qualified open heart surgeons would we have out there? All right? Not very many. You need to learn how to learn, first of all, and learn how to then be able to teach and train someone else. That's the objective. That's the 6-month period. That's the education process you have to go through. First, you got to learn about what this is all about. What am I supposed to do? Now that I've learned what I'm supposed to do, which, hey, that takes a month or two, then you have to learn how to teach someone else to do what you do. And then you have to learn how to train that person, how they can teach someone else. See how it goes? Very simple.
It is quite simple, actually. I'm reading kind of on in the book a little bit here while Paul's talking there, just so that we can progress through more points in this chapter, because besides this point of thinking about it from this point of view of going back to school, there's a lot of other great points in this chapter. I like this little piece here. And if I'm skipping something, Paul, you can go back and bring it up, because after all, this is an open mastermind, right?
That's right.
Specifically about this, though.
I was going to say an open book mastermind.
Yeah. He's got this little thing, and this is probably going to lead, actually, it's going to lead right into the pages that you have open right there, Paul. He talks about, a quick presentation, and I'm going to go right to the book to cheat here a little bit, because I don't have this stuff memorized. If you have a distributor organization who have trouble talking to their friends, it's probably because they really don't believe that they could retire doing this in 1 to 3 years. Or maybe they believe that, but they don't understand how they could actually make it happen. And he goes on to give you a following simple presentation here in the book on how you can build a large income in 6 months to 3 years. And it's just a little variation on the first napkin chapters, and the first napkin presentations. And that's what you have here. And once you see it, let's assume that you have a new distributor who says to you, with all the people you know or could meet with my help, you say this to your new distributor, do you think you could sponsor 5 persons by the end of your first month, people who would like to learn how to retire in 1 to 3 years? And just about everyone is going to say yes. Then you start thinking to yourself, I don't know, why then don't most people find those 5 gold chips in the first month? Well, let's see what his presentation is. And I'm going to turn it back over to you, Paul, because you've already got it open up to that. But the important tip he points out in the chapter here is that don't make the mistake of going with your distributor or your upline to see 5 people at one time. Go with your distributor 5 times to see each person individually. The reason for this is because the learning is the doing. So this is part of the going back to school thing. If you have a good upline and you find prospects, your upline should show you how to present to your prospect. So you bring them to your upline and you do this 5 times. This is part of the learning thing. And another reason why you don't want to bring all 5 people to your upline or your distributor all at once is because it only takes one bad apple to spoil the bunch, and you're eliminating your chances for one negative bad apple to spoil it for 4 other ripe, golden, ready to eat, delicious apples.
Yeah, exactly. If you're sitting down with one at a time and you got that guy who's just, so much of a skeptic that he's not going to believe anything and just put everything down and be negative throughout the whole meeting, yeah, that's going to be contagious into the other 5. But if you're sitting down alone with him, hey, the only person he's going to ruin it for is himself. So yeah, that's definitely a good tip right there to make sure that when you're working with your downline people that you do them and do the presentations one at a time. Also too, for the fact that, yeah, like John says, hey, that's 5 different times that they get to see the presentation and work on it for themselves to be able to do it for themselves. That's, hey, wait a minute, isn't that the teaching part? Oh, that's how you teach your people how to do what you do. Oh my God, how simple is this? Anyway, what I like here is I think this is a good place because what he does here is the first 2 chapters really point out the power and the speed and the ability of the network marketing organization to expand and become big. And that gets people excited. And that's why he writes the book this way. So in the very beginning, that's what you want to do. You want to get people excited. You want to get them, wow, all that can happen. And they feel like it's that quickly. And that's sort of where, the whole 3-week potential process in their mind starts. Wow, all that can happen that quickly. Then in their mind, they're thinking, I can get this done in a month. Wow, that's really awesome. But now at this point in time in their training, like I said, I think the first part about talking about the college, you can move forward if you wanted to, but now you can revisit this and you can say, hey, what we were talking about in the beginning there, how quickly you can make money in network marketing and all that. I want to slow this down just a little bit, and I want to put a realistic time frame on this for you. And so in the very beginning, you're showing, you're just showing 5 + 5 + 5 is 25, 120, or 5 times 5 times 5 is 25, and 125 and 625 and all that. And they're just like, ooh, this is great. And now you're like, hey, all right, back the truck up just a little bit here, and let's look at the realistic time frame. And that's what you can show them this little napkin presentation right here, where you've got, end of 1 month, you've got 5. End of 3 months, you've got 25, and end of 6 months, you've got 125. And they're going, oh, okay. Now I'm thinking, 125. Okay, I get that. But when you look at it and then you break down the numbers for them, that 125, and then add in the other, whatever the other 25 is or something there. I forget what it is you can add in, but then you add in and start talking about the additional, clients and customers, purchasers of your product and service that, each person may have added into the system as well too, and now you've got the potential to have like 1,705 total customers in your organization there, which could translate to 6 months from now having somewhere between $2,000 and $6,000 per month coming in from your network marketing organization. You're like, that's powerful. I mean, don't think about maybe $2,000 to $6,000 at the end of your first month, but hey, $2,000 to $6,000 at the end of 6 months. What college course paid you that?
No college course that I didn't that I've ever taken. In fact, when I went to school for 2 years, I had a loan that took me 11 years to pay off. And yeah. I am now in business for myself, making money with a business that has nothing to do with what I went to school for. And the funny thing is, most people out there working are working jobs that have nothing to do with what they went to school for. So what happens if you went back to, ask yourself this question: what happens if I went back to school for 6 months, and during that 6 months, I can earn why I learn. And in 6 months, though my education won't be complete, because I don't think your education is ever complete when it comes to personal development. And really, one of the biggest keys to success in network marketing is your own personal development. And it can start right here with this book and this system. And in 6 months, after you just maybe study and master this, and maybe you don't even master this in 6 months. Guess what? You just study it again and again, like Paul and I do. I think we've been studying this system now for almost 2 years this summer. And why not? It's a great system. We apply it not just to our network marketing organization, but to another business venture that Paul and I have together. And we learn every day while earning every day. So I say that because that should be something of encouragement that, hey, here's something new, here's something exciting, here's something that could change my life and change my financial future, and I can learn about it while I earn. Great. And in 6 months, you won't be in debt. Its cost of entry into any network marketing as an organization is a fraction of the cost of going to school, and the education, in my opinion, is just as good as any four-year college degree when it comes to in terms of making and earning money and seeking financial freedom. So with that, that's kind of my final thought on today's chapter. So why don't you go ahead, Paul, close us out and give us your final thought.
Yeah, all that expensive college education and you're financially free now, right? No. But honestly, think about that. 6 months of working and learning and earning, even at the bottom of what he's talking about here, think about 6 months from now, your life's going to be pretty much the same. You're going to be doing pretty much the same stuff. But so if you just right now applied an extra $2,000 a month to your life, what kind of a change would that make? Would it be worth 6 months of effort to have that? Oh, universe, I ask not for more riches, but for more wisdom with which to make better use of the riches given to me at birth, consisting of the power to control and direct my own mind to whatever end I might desire, including combing my hair. Have a great day. We'll see you back here on Wisdom Wednesday, where you're going to get some more great network marketing insider information on how to build your network marketing organization, how to improve yourself, the skills to work on, and all the things you need to be successful and retire in 1 to 3 years.